to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam
of Bari-Bestiez.
Whether you're pre-op, post-op, or somewhere in between,
we are here to support you with honest conversations, expert insights, and a whole lot of love.
From mindset to meal prep, stalls to success stories, no topic is off the table.
Pull up a seat at the Besties table. Let's reclaim our health, rewrite our stories, and rise together.
This is your journey, and we are in it every step of the way.
While we are not medical professionals, we offer valuable insights drawn from our personal experience and professional education to support our besties. Remember, we are stronger together.
All right. Hey, guys. So tonight's episode is going to be about NSVs.
Non-scale victories.
So if you have been a bariatric patient, a weight loss patient, whatever you might be doing, an NSV is really important because when you are constantly looking at the scale and it stops moving, you hit that stall. That is almost like the slap in the face from your weight loss. Like, I have had the surgery, I'm doing all the things, but I am hitting a stall. What now? We start looking at non-scale victories. This helps you get through that period. So Pam, talk about maybe a non-scale victory that you've had recently.
Well, I know this doesn't look like a victory, but it is because so Nina and I went to my husband's family reunion last Saturday, and we did the
the first one we did was just the sack race.
We did the sack race,
the
what's the one
limbo. The limbo.
We did and look at me going, what is this? The limbo,
tried
the sack race, and then we did a 3-legged race. So to start with, 3 years ago, when I would go to these family reunions, I was 364 pounds. I wanted to sit in the shade in my chair away from everyone else. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't participate. I didn't want to be noticed. I was ashamed of how I looked. I wanted to hide. I never would have entered into any of these events. Now, fast forward 3.5 years out from surgery. That's my NSV. I did those 3 events. The third one didn't go as well, but I got back up. I have a bruised shoulder, pulled a little tendon in here, nothing major.
It will heal.
It will heal quicker than it would have if I had fell 3 years ago.
If you had fell 3 years ago, the damage would have been much worse.
Yes.
Because when you hit, all of your weight hit your shoulder.
Yes. And I was able to get back up on my own.
You were.
That's something never would have happened before. At 364 pounds, I didn't get down on the ground. Even if I fell, it was so difficult. I'm going to share something that happened to me pre-op, a couple months before I had surgery. I was working from home, and it was during the pandemic. I was working from home, and I had one of those office chairs, rollies. Well,
yes.
I have hardwood flooring, and I went to sit back in it, and it rolled out from under me, and I fell on the floor. I couldn't get up. I could not get myself out of the floor, and what I had to do was I had to scoot. You know how you do the cheek walk?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do that, and it was hard. I was sweating because I was a big girl, and I had to scoot out of the bedroom, down the hallway, and I had to get to the bathroom in the hallway so I could use the toilet in the bathtub to push myself up.
That's a long ways.
Yeah. Wow. It took forever. I cried the whole way. It was embarrassing, and I was the only one home. But even if someone had been, I don't think they could have helped me up because I was so overweight that I just couldn't move. No, I could not turn the right way. My legs didn't bend because I was a size 26, 28.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't put the pressure on my knees to get on my hands and knees and push myself up. Now I just pop right up.
Yeah.
Even with an injury. So this is an NSV for me. I have an injury.
She's wearing a badge of honor. She is definitely earned that one.
How about you? What's one of your NSVs?
Well, before we jump into mine, I wanted to kind of also say, as part of that NSV, is the night before the event, I texted you and I said, you had already told me, they do some fun things. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I'm kind of interested in doing that. And you're like, we can do that. You're like,
I said, I don't do those events.
I don't do it. I'm like, why? Because I am very competitive. God forbid. But I just wanted to have fun. Now, were there kids? Yes. Were there teenagers? Yes. We were the only adults. But we had fun doing it. So yes, was it an NSV for both of us? 100%, because there's no way I could have done all that hopping. I mean, that was a long ways to go in that first one.
Mhm.
And I came in second place and I yelled it. I was like, I'm in second place.
We have the video.
We have the video. If you're on our page, you've seen it and it's hilarious. And an NSV for me, I can remember my first one. So I kind of want to talk about like when you're first starting out in your NSVs, and my very first one was crossing my legs. And I feel like that is
It's still my favorite.
It's still my favorite because I can cross my legs and I'm very proud to do that. And I don't have to hold my leg up.
It'll stay by itself.
It stays by itself. It's one of my favorites because my legs were so big that they could sit together. I was a mermaid. My thighs touched and then my knees and everything went that way. So, that is one of my favorite. But I have become very self-sufficient in working out around the house. I do all the yard work.
Yeah.
I do a lot of furniture restoration. I do a lot of stuff that
Your
my
flower
husband-
bed that you did out there.
Yes. I mean, my husband did use the tractor on some things, but that's because it was a huge area.
You planted everything.
I planted every single, and I set every stone. And it has been really amazing to me, the things that I can do now that I could not have done before. I mean, I can run now. That was a recent NSV in the last 6 months. I started running. And I took Xena the other day and I actually ran. Now she sniffs too much. So now I have to do it without her. But I can run and I actually enjoy it. Is it great for my knees? Probably not. Is it great for my lower back? Probably not. But the fact that I can do it and I enjoy doing it, I found that it's a way for me to get out also I don't want to use the word anger. When I'm having a highly frustrating day or something really is impacting me emotionally, if I go for a run, I feel so much better afterwards.
Mhm.
And it's just amazing to me. And now I understand why these people run in the heat, because I'm like, now I understand it. But
It's in
treadmill inside.
Let's see. Other than the crossing of the legs, I think one of my biggest NSVs in the beginning was going up steps.
Yeah.
I remember going to my son's orientation at VCU, and they split us up. They sent the children one way and the moms and dads another way.
Okay.
So I had to go with the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always at the back. I was at the back because there was a lot of walking. It's a big campus. And we went inside, and I remember we came to the staircase that just kind of went up like this.
Mhm.
And I couldn't go up steps like that. I was like, step together, step up, step together. And I was so embarrassed because there were people behind me too. And I remember by the time I made it to the top, I was exhausted. I was sweating, and I felt like I was breathing to where everybody behind me could hear. And I remember just grabbing and pulling myself up so I didn't have to do the step together. And I was actually rotating at 360 plus pounds. I was rotating, going up steps, and that was so hard. And I was so embarrassed, and I hated myself every step. I was like, I was embarrassing myself, and I, at that moment I was like, what is this going to embarrass my son? Even though he wasn't there, and then I just felt like I never fit in with the other moms, even though I look back now, I'm like, I wasn't the only plus size mom, but for some reason, when I looked around, I'm the only one I seen. I didn't see anyone else's imperfections. I just seen Pam's.
Right.
So going up steps was a really, really big one for me.
Well, and then I saw recently a video that you posted when you and your husband were out antiquing and going to the bookstores, and there was this really beautiful staircase, and you went up and down it without even holding on.
Yeah.
I was so proud to
With
see
a
that.
backpack on.
With a backpack on, and she was hoofing it. It wasn't anything slow either. One of mine, I know, I like to sit on the floor and do things.
Yes.
I've always been very flexible. I guess from
We
the
can-
years of doing
We can
gymnastics.
get on the floor now.
We can get on the floor now and we can get back up. I don't even have to turn on my knees to do that. I can literally just push off and pull myself up. I think that's one of mine. But also I can carry heavy things. Now I don't hold steel doors anymore. I've learned that. No more steel doors. I broke my back on that one. But I can cut the grass. I can plant the flowers. I don't have to wait for my husband to come home to help me lift things up and move things. I move furniture like a workhorse. I've rearranged my office twice, but now I can't because now we have the Bari-Bestiez here, so it's there. But
She's always rearranging something in her house.
I am. But I don't have to wait for somebody else to do things. I paint rooms. I just I don't have to. I mean, it's easier to hire somebody else to do it, but it's more satisfying
It is.
to get it done. And so it's an NSV for me because I can say I did this.
It's instant gratification.
It is.
Before, where was our instant gratification?
Food. Constantly food. And now I'm proud when I can say, oh, that looks delicious, but I don't need it. And I use the word need. And of course I want it, but I don't need it.
And
And
I
I
do not say I can't have that.
no, I don't say
I choose not to eat that. It's a
So-
choice.
I think another NSV, sorry, I didn't mean to jump right into the next one, but is I used to have when I have a Jeep Wrangler. I love my Jeep, absolutely love my Jeep. My stomach used to sit right at the steering wheel. There is so much room between me and the steering wheel now that I'm just like, how was I driving? I have a feeling that if I was truly in a situation that required me to make a quick change, I don't think I could have done it now that I think back to that. And that is not safe.
I'm wondering how my 28-inch legs
Mm-hmm.
could reach the pedal because I remember having to move my chair my seat forward so much, and it's amazing how much space there is.
So when you're struggling with weight loss, like you're in a stall. I was in a stall for 8 months. Pam, you were pretty close
About
to
8 months.
about 8 months.
Yeah.
And so those of you that say, "Oh, I've been stalled for 3 weeks, 4 weeks," just hold on, honey. You're gonna get through it.
Yes.
But make sure you're sticking to your nutrition, your water, your movement. Those three
movement
things.
is very important then because sometimes you're in a stall not because you're not losing weight, but you're gaining muscle.
You're gaining muscle, and that's why I like to measure. I do measurements. I used to do measurements once a month. Now I don't measure as much anymore. Now I do it like every 6 months, but I still measure because I want to make sure that I'm still, even though because the scale is a fickle friend. It goes up and it's water weight. You evacuate it the next day and you're good. So when I weigh myself, I give myself the understanding that I've got muscle that I'm getting from my movement. I also may have water weight because food, regardless of what you make at home, sometimes the seasonings have salt in it and you retain the water.
And one of the things that you will struggle with as a bariatric patient, which does cause your weight to fluctuate, is constipation.
Yes. Now, Pam and I actually were talking about constipation the other day, and I know that's
the things we talk about.
I know. Because I actually had diarrhea for 4 whole days. And when I say diarrhea, I mean these. I'm about to get descriptive, and so please pause it or fast forward if you need to. It was a constant. Every time I put anything in my mouth,
it would go straight through your body.
It literally was evacuating immediately. So I had some kind of stomach bug. It passed through. I'm done. But that was the flattest my stomach had felt, and it didn't have all the pressure. And I had forgotten when we were in the beginning, we used to have to take Benefiber or some kind of fiber supplement, something that would help you go more. Because protein, if you're eating a lot of protein, that binds you up sometimes.
Protein does cause that, especially if you're not getting enough fluid
or enough fiber
on top of fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it takes those two things to flush your body out.
So what we found out is that we hadn't done that in a while, And we also noticed we're eating the protein, but we were not going number 2, and we weren't evacuating. And so when I had that episode, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, I don't need to go that much, but I do need to make sure I'm going enough. And so if you go once a day, that's fine. But if you're going 2 days and you haven't evacuated, you need to have something to help you. Whether it's additional fiber that you're adding, your broccoli, your high fiber vegetables, or if you're taking a fiber supplement, or if you're having to take a benefiber or something like that helps you go.
One of the things I was reading on the other day was different, home remedies, things to add that fiber back in and to help your bodies, especially as a bariatric patient. One of the things was, I'm a weirdo. I love prunes, but they're not great for you.
They're high sugar.
Yeah, they're high sugar. But you can sip on a little bit of warm prune juice. Just sip. Maybe an ounce, 2 ounces. That will help. Also eating blueberries.
Oh, I love blueberries.
Yes, blueberries. And I know in the beginning, one of my go-tos sometimes was a quick snack was mixed nuts, different nuts. And I had to cut those out of my diet completely because that was a lot of the problem with finding me.
Yeah, I started eating. I like to have almonds. I do slivered
You
almonds.
do like a teaspoon of almonds in
I do a quarter
Greek
cup.
yogurt.
I do a quarter cup, but or at least it's a measuring. All these little things. But anyway, the big thing is just find an NSV, a non-scale victory. Is it that I can walk up the steps without losing my breath, crossing my legs? Is it I can bend over? Oh, you remember the day I could polish my own toenails? I was so excited I didn't have to have plain toenails anymore.
I remember when I could see my toenails again. I didn't see my feet for a long time.
And I was always like, the other thing is those of you that are going to complain about the loose skin, it's a badge of honor because that loose skin means you have lost the weight. And, of course, we're going to have those moments of discomfort underneath the skin and stuff like that. But that's an NSV too, is having the loose skin. I've lost enough weight that my skin is loose. Now, whether you decide to have a paniculectomy or tummy tuck or whatever it may be, or whatever you need, that's up to you. But an NSV is I can fit into pants sizes that
I never dreamed of.
I can remember you and I going to Goodwill because during our biggest weight loss, we decided that we were just going to Goodwill shop. Now it became a transfer addiction for us. I will 100% say that that's what it was because it was. But I still like to go. And we would go almost every weekend. Actually, it was every weekend.
Not almost, it was.
And we didn't spend just $10. We would spend $50. No wonder our pocketbooks are so broken. But, we would buy the things. But Pam, I can remember one time I was looking at a size 14. For one, I never thought I could fit in a size 14. I was a 26 wide and I was, 344 pounds. I always want to say your weight instead of mine, but I was 344 pounds. And I can remember Pam saying, you can wear a size 12. And I'm like, there's no way.
Size 14s are too loose on you. You got baggy butt. Put a size 12 on.
And I was like, there's no way. She goes, go try these on. And I tried them on, and that was an NSV. So remember, if you are stalled.
And hold on, isn't that the last time you wore a size 14?
Yes.
You never put a 14 on again?
No, and I've had weight gain and loss, but I still stayed in my size. So I'm actually, some of my 12s are actually baggy. So that scale is not the only way to measure, guys. Measure by the clothes feel, the measurements themselves.
Take those pictures. That's
Please.
Another NSV. That
yes,
taking those pictures so you can compare. Yes.
And if you need somebody else to take your picture, ask somebody. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you out. Because I know I have to ask my husband because otherwise you're just going to get off face. Because I still don't take little pictures very well. But, doing the side-by-sides really does help. Sometimes, I can tell you an NSV for me was cutting my hair. So,
oh yeah.
So my hair is very curly naturally, and the humidity and the heat that we've had this summer, my hair was literally in a knotty frizz ball. And that one day I was sitting at the tire shop waiting for my Jeep to get tires rotated, and I did a little video, and I looked at that and went, no more. Now, I still haven't figured out how to work it. I'm still working on this hair. It's still not quite where I want it. But I don't worry about this.
Mm-mm. We don't try to hide behind our hair anymore.
No.
No.
And you said something the other day that you wanted to grow your hair out, and all I could think about is she wants to hide again. And I'm like, no, because I think your hair is so gorgeous right now. It's at a perfect length, and it's just very complimenting to your features. But
I
it's a
can't do
personal
anything
choice.
to it because I only have one arm right now.
But NSVs have to be personal, and nobody can tell you what your NSV is. It could be getting into a smaller size. It could be the fact that I can bend over and touch my toes, or I can just bend over and see my toes.
Yes.
What are some NSVs that people may not think about? Like,
how about until you get on a plane, you don't realize that you don't need that
extender.
seatbelt extender anymore.
Oh my gosh, guys, because I used to travel a lot for work, I had both, because I used to go Delta or American, because that's just the two that my company sent us on. And I bought the extenders for those airlines. And the other day I was cleaning out, it was about a couple months ago, I was cleaning out my top drawer of my dresser, and I had them in there, and I threw them in the trash.
Good.
I was so excited to do that. So that was an NSV. But that's probably one of the biggest ones that you see people post about is I've gotten into the airplane and look at all this extra space where you used to have an extender. And I remember when we went to JBY, girlfriend, I fell asleep and I was comfortable and I was buckled in. And I had all that extra space.
Oh yeah. Let's see something else.
I think we've touched on most of the big ones, but it's a personal thing. So you might see somebody else posting all these different NSVs, but you have to figure out what yours is. It's a non-scale victory.
I remember one of my big ones at work. I'm a preschool director, and my last school, I also drove the bus to pick up the school age kids.
Yes.
And it's one of the little short buses. And I remember, I've been driving them for 20 plus years. So when you turn the engine off, you have to go to the back of the bus for the emergency.
Oh, okay.
Buzzer. And I used to have to turn sideways to get there, or I would like rotate, in between the seats, because of my size. And I remember I've got a video on my page somewhere, but if you look back in like 2023, and I have a video of me.
Walking
I said
straight.
It says biggest NSV yet, and I walked down the aisle with my arms out, and I didn't have to turn my body. I could walk straight down the middle, and I didn't touch.
So why are NSVs important to people on a weight loss journey?
For me, it was kind of like, it was like a visual journal.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Because it was chronicling my success.
I love that.
Those NSVs remind you that, hey, you can do this. You're successful. This is something you could not do before.
Yep. And mine was to prove that it was worth everything I went through.
It's instant gratification.
It is.
It's self-reflection. And
you're proud of yourself. That's a moment that you're cheering yourself on.
It's a form of dopamine.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So, each week, we have Thankful Thursday every week in our Facebook group, and we talk about the things that we're thankful for on this journey. And that's another way to post your NSVs, because you're doing things you've not done before or couldn't do before.
I still have one NSV that I have not accomplished, and it's been 3.5 years.
Okay, what's that?
I want to get back on that train and sit in that seat that's in my before and after picture that I always post.
Yes.
Because you can't tell it in that picture, but there's a chair underneath me.
Oh, I thought you were on a bench. Sorry.
No, I was sitting
like that,
this, because I couldn't fit in the chair back like this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was sitting on the edge
Wow.
and I sat like that
We need to
for
go
the
on
hour
that.
and a half train ride.
We need to do that. And a lot of my before pictures are from Tennessee because I went with my now daughter-in-law, before it was her bridal shower. We did the whole, what is it? It's not called bridal shower. It's the bachelorette party. And it was a whole weekend in Tennessee and Nashville. And this was the most miserable I had ever been. And I feel so bad because I think that's part of the reason there's some tension with her and I, is because she probably thought I was upset and not enjoying myself or whatever. I was miserable because we walked everywhere.
And being a younger, thinner, healthier, athletic woman,
they don't understand that. I was in
pain.
They
didn't understand your pain.
I was in pain. They were all changing clothes inside the van. And I'm going, how am I going to change my clothes? Oh my gosh. And these were those pleather pant things that we all wore that day. We had multiple changes and it was fun, but I was miserable because of my size and my feet were killing me.
Yes, well, with all due respect, dear, I don't know if I'd do that nowadays. 174 pounds lighter. I'm not changing clothes in a van with no one, not even you.
Yes, you will. You just don't know it. It was fun. I will say it was fun. I wish I could do it again now because I would be a very different person.
All right, I'll rent a van.
But it was fun. I mean, we had literally 2 outfit changes a day. It was stinky.
We're together this weekend. We're changing in the Jeep.
Okay, that'll be funny. But you know,
the row of leggings.
I couldn't have done that before. I mean, I literally had to open my door to put my pants on, and I didn't care if anybody
thought now, but it wasn't funny then.
It's funny now.
Hilarious now.
It's hilarious now. And the shirt I wore was actually a dress. It was a dress, but it was a shirt on me.
I've been there.
Yeah. And I mean, I look back and I'm going to have to post the picture. When it was our cowgirl day or whatever, our country girl day.
Yeah.
When I wore the cowboy hat, my legs were so big that I put nude leggings on to try to.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible. I was miserable. And I knew not that they were laughing at me, but I felt like they were. Because
you weren't happy with who you were, so
yes,
you were projecting that onto them.
And I feel so bad about that now, and I wish I could do that whole.
Have you shared this story with your daughter-in-law?
I haven't, and I should.
I think maybe you should, because you know what? She loves your son.
Yeah.
And you are important in that marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that you need to have that and share with her. Maybe she's feeling that she did something wrong. Maybe that is something that she's holding onto. Maybe it wasn't even a moment in time for her.
Yeah.
But you're holding on to it.
I'm holding on to it
and
because
you need
I
to
was
share that with her to help.
I like that.
Help yourself heal.
That'd be good too.
NSV.
And another thing is that weekend I snored so much that her mother kicked me out of the room, or she left the room because she's like, I can't sleep in that room with her. And we weren't sleeping in the same bed, but we were like in twins across from each other.
Picturing, because her mom is hilarious.
She is hilarious. Yeah, Wendy's awesome. And I couldn't breathe because again, I did have a CPAP, but I didn't carry it with me because I was embarrassed. And now I don't need a CPAP. So that's another NSV.
Yeah.
So guys, NSVs are everywhere. You just have to find them. And so what we want you to take away from today is looking for the positive on your journey when you're struggling. That's really important. Find something, journal it, write it down, say, this is something I couldn't do before. And if you are plateauing or stalling for a period of time, look around for your NSVs because it's going to help you get through that.
And this podcast is one of our NSVs.
It is. I would never have put myself out there like this. Mm-hmm. Not at 344 pounds. There's no way.
I definitely would have been sitting here in shorts crossing my legs, that's for sure.
And I am wearing shorts more often. I still like to wear my capris just because I have all that loose skin on my legs. but I am getting more confident in shorts in public. You know, I know it's going to take more working out, and ultimately it's going to have to be a decision of if I get surgery or if I'm just going to live with that. To me, it's a badge of honor no matter what, because I'd rather have the loose skin all day long than to be that 344-pound woman that was miserable every single day.
There was a time in our life, pre-op, that we would have done anything to have that loose skin.
And now that we have it, it's okay. And I'm okay with it. I just have to learn to love myself even more, because there are days, and we talk about body dysmorphia. I know we're kind of scattering a little here, but
that's us. You should know that by now.
Yeah, we squirrel.
The squirrel effect.
But, you know, the body dysmorphia kind of plays in it too, because at some point, once you love yourself enough, you're not going to have that. So I don't have it as often as I used to. As you said today when we were talking to Rob, I love my confidence, but I love myself more than I ever have probably in my life. And I'm proud of myself regardless of my imperfections.
Never heard you say that about yourself, that you're proud of yourself. I've heard you tell me you're proud of me. I've heard you tell other people you're proud of them, but I've never heard you say you're proud of yourself. So
NSV. So it's just, NSVs are very important. So find yours today and let us know what yours is below. We'd love to hear from you, and, you know, continue to follow us for more craziness and more just chit chatting with Nina and Pam of Bari-Bestiez. Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam
of Bari-Bestiez.
We loved having you here with us today.
Don't forget to connect with us on all your favorite social media platforms:
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts are available.
So stay strong.
Stay inspired.
Remember, your journey is yours to reclaim.
Catch you next time, besties.
Join us each Tuesday for a new episode.